Hey, what's up everybody? It's Maymoney back again for another review video. This time we are finally back and talking about the 100. Yes, I'm so freaking excited. I feel like that hiatus that we were on was a little bit brutal for me because I just missed all of our characters. I missed seeing what was up with everybody. I missed Bellamy. I missed Clark and Raven. And so, yeah, I just don't like being on a long hiatus on a show where it's just all getting good and everything. So, yeah, welcome back to my channel. And I just want to get right in and talk about the 100 season 4, episode 9, entitled DNR, or Do Not Resuscitate. So, let me grab my notes. And let's just get into it. I mean, why not? So, yeah. So, let's talk about overall how I felt about this episode. So I think overall, I really liked it. I think it was extremely thought-provoking, and there were a lot of really dark kind of themes going on in this episode, especially in very emotional moments in there as well. We got a lot of goodbyes, and we have a lot of tension on this war building up. So, yeah, it was a lot of thought-provoking moments in it. That's why my reaction is a little dry, just a little, just because I was just so in my head thinking about everything. But I got some good reaction moments in there. But so yeah, go and check out that video as well if you haven't already. But yes, so overall the episode was really good. I'm happy that we're just back and getting into a little bit more of what's going on and how they're trying to figure out how they're going to survive. But then we also have people that don't want to survive and want to live out their last days in their own fashion, which is up to them. So that's cool. But yeah, let's get into a little bit of the meat of the episode, talk about it a little bit. So I'll talk about that last because that was the crazy part. We'll start with Octavia. So I'm glad that we got to see some Octavia because she kind of disappeared for the last episode or so to at least the last one. I just felt like we haven't seen her in a long time, but she's with Ilion and she's working in the fields with him and they're hooking up and having a good time, kind of just on their little kind of coupley trip or whatever. And some people run up on them talking about, oh, Ilion, it's time to go to war and they kind of give them the news of what's going on in Polis. So, yeah, in the whole war between Tree Crew and Azgeda. And, yeah, then they come back. I really liked some of the things that Ilion said. He said a lot about, Octavia saying that there was no point in them doing crops. They're going to die in a couple of days. But he said, the crops survived before and they can survive again. We're doing this not for ourselves, but for the people that come after us. And I thought that was a really cool thing for him to say. I think Ilion is pretty wise, for his, I don't really know how old he is in the show, but he's a pretty wise character. And I like a lot of the things that he has to say. And I just really feel for his character because he's gone through a lot. And a lot of shit really scared him with the whole chip thing. But yeah, so these people can run up on Octavia, and I was just y'all just leave her the fuck alone, because for real, she is not mentally that stable. Let her work on the garden, otherwise if you attack her, you're gonna get your ass killed. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. They all got murked, and I was just alright, well, you just unleashed fucking crazy Octavia again, and she's going and ends up going back to Polis. We'll get into that in a little bit. But then we have some Raven and Murphy, another little part that happened. So yeah, Raven and Murphy. Raven is still having health complications at the very beginning of the episode. She's talking with Becca, Promheta. In her head, she's tripping out. She has another seizure. And during that seizure, I was oh, who's going to help her? But then I realized, she kind of laid down on the bed, so I think she knew it was going to come. So she kind of just was all right, I'm going to get my ass on the bed, seize out real quick, and then I'll be back good to normal, I guess. Because we didn't really see anybody help her during that seizure. Um, and I guess she just decides that she's gonna spend her last moments trying to go to space and spacewalking, which I hopefully like we don't see the death of Raven, but it kind of seems like where they're going, and I just really hope not because I really really like her character. So what do you guys think? You guys really think they're gonna kill off Raven? I like the moment with Murphy and how he's, you know, him and fuck. Why is her name escaping me right now? Fuck. Amori. She, you know, is like, oh, your friend should be back right now. She still has doubts about if they're gonna come back and get them. So they start packing up. They're gonna like live together and say, fuck it, we're just gonna go stay in the bunker because they're not sure if their friends are gonna come back for them. Which, you know, I guess, you know, thinking in Amori's head, we already know she's hella paranoid like that. So of course she's thinking like that. And I really like the moment between Raven and Murphy when they're like our first goodbye, I think, of the episode, or a second one. But we had another goodbye, or one of them, sorry. One of the goodbyes was between Raven and Murphy, and I really liked that moment between them. It was really sad because, you know, Raven's talking about how, you know, she can lose, like, it's okay, Murphy, like, it's not your fault. She's not tripping about her legs, she's tripping about losing her mind, which she already kind of is. She, like, talking to herself and all that shit. So I just really feel bad about that. That made me really, that kind of, like, kind of hit me in the feels a little bit. But I really liked that, the guilt that Murphy was feeling, like, they talked about that, and she forgave him, and they actually had a moment where, you know, they said goodbye, and it was like, yeah, we are friends, you know, they might not have, like, agreed on every single thing. Hold on, I'm going to press play on, or I'm going to post my reaction. It's, like, ready to go. 1 second. So, yeah, I really liked that moment. You really tell that Murphy felt really bad, but he got his forgiveness, he got his redemption, and now they're kind of on the same page. I don't think that's the last time we're going to see Raven, but for now, I think that is. We might not see her next episode, but we'll have to see. But hopefully not, and hopefully she does come out and she doesn't have to go all the way to space and die out in space. That would make me really sad because I don't want to see Raven go. So yeah, but that's what happened in that part of the episode. And then we have the DNR crew, the Do Not Resuscitate crew, with like Jasper and Harper and all that. So Jasper and Harper they're finally allowed to decide for themselves how they want to spend their last moments. And I really like that when they're at the door and Jaha's talking with them, and we incorporated Jaha into this because so far throughout Jaha's character, he's been very pushy. He always puts his beliefs, tries to put them on other people. And Bellamy, you know, he was saying something about like, oh, you know, so you guys are just gonna die down here, and Bellamy said, well, you sent us down here to die in the first place, pretty much. And that kind of like clicked in his head. He started thinking about Wells. I really liked that moment. And he finally steps back and is like, you know, Bellamy's right. I've been doing this whole time. I need to let them finally decide for themselves. And that's exactly what happened. So we have the Do Not Resuscitate crew that's just going to stay behind and just die, you know, party until the end of their days, I guess. And I like how Bellamy was able to convince Jaha to be like, hey, like, if they don't want to be saved, then you can't force them. Like, finally give them a choice to decide on their own how they want to live out the rest of their life. I really liked that. I thought that that's extremely important for Jaha's character. So, yeah. So maybe we'll see some growth with that as well. And a little bit of redemption for Jaha. I think he's slowly starting to become redeemed. And Jasper and Harper. So I get Jasper. You know, he's been on this whole kind of suicidal train for a while, but Harper kind of hopped on out of the blue, and so I'm not really sure about that, and I just feel so bad for Monty, like, with his character, like, how he was saying that all the people that he cares about are, like, on this Do Not Resuscitate or DNR train. And that's really sad for him because, like, Harper and his best friend, Jasper, are both, opting out and just leaving him behind. And they're like, we don't have anything to lose. And he's like, oh, what about me? I'm your homie. Like, y'all want to lose me too? Like, that's kind of fucked up. So I feel really bad for Monty. And I'm interested to see where he goes because he ended up staying behind, but he said no, he's not staying behind. He's only doing it just in case they change their mind. So I guess it's because he knows where the bunker is. He can, if they really want to stay, he can spend a little bit more time with them and then just dip out to the bunker on his own because he was the one that found it. So I guess maybe that's what's going on, but I'm not quite sure. So let me know what you guys think is going to happen with Monty now that he's staying behind a little bit. I think he's just chilling a little bit longer and then gonna dip out once they make their final decisions and when he finally has to leave too. But that should be interesting to see later on. And Raven also, like, she's not in this crew or in this segment, but in a way she kind of is in her own way in the Do Not Resuscitate crew because she knows she's gonna die anyway. So in her own way, she's kind of doing the same thing that Jasper and Harper and all them are doing, just in a different area. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then we got another bittersweet goodbye between Bellamy and Harper. And I'm just curious to see if that's the last time they're really going to see each other. And like how it's all going to play out at the end, how Jasper is probably going to be killed off, or Harper, like how are all these people actually going to be killed off? I'm very interested to see. I'm very interested to see if that's really their last time that they're going to see each other, or if they're going to like come back again for some reason, or change their minds or whatever. We'll have to see. I'm interested. And so let's get into the madness of this episode with the whole polis drama. So we still have this fucking beef between Tree Crew and Ice Nation. They just really need to have some understanding, and they need to stop having these rogue kind of people going off and doing their own shit, because it just causes so much drama for everybody, because nobody can trust each other if they have these rogue people going off, shooting people, and all this madness. And just not waiting. Like, I feel like this whole thing is just because people are so impatient and like impatient and not waiting to figure out what's really going on, and it's just kind of causing a whole bunch of shit. So we see Rowan betrayed again, but Echo, this was the only time that I was like, oh shit, Echo, okay, like, this is the only time that I was like actually glad to see her, because I don't want to see Rowan taken down or like betrayed in that way, because I actually personally like Rowan as a character. I think he's pretty reasonable and is like actually trying to fucking like save some lives and help people. So, and I was not feeling how Abby and Kane were like fucking gonna betray them for Tree Crew. And that's just another example of them not communicating with each other. Like, y'all could have fucking communicated on your walkie-talkies and been like, hey, we got a problem. Tree Crew's here, and you are over here with Ice Nation. When they come, we need to figure something out, instead of like last minute like telling them about it. So it's just like hella unnecessary drama, and especially like I feel like you should be able to communicate a little bit better if you only got 5 fucking days left to live, or like to figure out a way to survive. So then we have the whole chip thing kind of come back into play with the flame, and Clark, pretty much everybody's like, oh, we're not listening to anybody because we don't have a commander. So Clark is like, well, shit, I guess I'll just be the commander so that we can stop this war. I can see where she's thinking, but I really don't want Clark to be the commander, because that just would annoy me, I think, a little bit. With I just don't like her outfit. I don't like her hair. I just don't like it. I'm not really into that. I think Clark is better off just like where she is with the whole Juan Haida title. I don't think like an actual commander. And honestly, we'll talk about the commander thing in a little bit. But yeah, so she ends up like about to take the flame. And freaking, let me make sure I'm not missing anything before we go. Oh yeah, so we can just go and continue. So then Rowan, again, or the reasonable dude, he's like, look, you're kind of like making a mockery of our faith, which I a little bit agree with, because like she just made herself into a Nightblood. And like he said, you know, he brought out the doctor and was like, look, this is science. But that's how their whole belief was created off of, because like Becca created the Nightblood. So that's another interesting little topic, but I won't get too deep into that. But yeah, so we have Rowan, who's like, look, I'm interrupting this shit. If she can just make a Nightblood out of anybody can just be a Nightblood, then we can't trust this system anymore. And I was like, you are right, Rowan. You are so fucking right. Like, this time you are actually legit. Like, what's the point of, like, the whole Nightblood thing if everybody can be a Nightblood? Any old motherfucker could be a Nightblood and can be the commander. So why are we using this as a thing to, like, show who our leader is going to be? I totally agree with Rowan. What do you guys think about that? With the whole Clark becoming a Nightblood thing? And do you agree with Rowan that, like, if any old motherfucker can just, like, inject themselves with Nightblood and become one, then why are we still using this as our decision maker of who's going to rule the whole peoples? So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about that whole situation. And then, so he's like, okay, blood can't be trusted, so it's conclave time, so it's pretty much fight to the death time. And I'm like, oh my god, these motherfuckers is crazy. They really want to just, like, fight to the fucking death. And so I guess they came to the decision that they're going to choose one member of each crew of each tribe to fight to see who gets inside the bunker. I guess that's fair, but I mean, like, kind of, like, not, because, like, say Luna were to win, don't she only got, like, 5 people left in her fucking clan? So you're just going to be like, oh, alright, well, we going to use this 1,200,000 people bunker and only use one person. And then another thing is, how are the people that, if say some random crew wins, how are they going to use all the technology up in there? They don't know how to use technology. And to be fair, Sky Crew was the one that fucking found the thing, and that shit been sitting under their city for God knows how long, and y'all still ain't found it. And then when Sky Crew comes down, they find it. So technically, they have the rights to the bunker, and they can distribute it any way they want. But I guess they want to fight to the death. They want to be crazy and extreme about it. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. And then at the very end, we finally got a fucking Bellamy and Clark, at least a little snippet of them together again, which is kind of cute because they were just, like, back normal, back to where they were. Like, as soon as, you know, everything's figured out and they start coming, they're back together. They're hanging out wherever in whatever room together. So I'm like, yay, at least they're together again. That just makes me feel very good because I missed them. And they're just discussing their old usual shit. I wish we could have gotten a better reunion, but hey, I'm not picky. As long as they're together, I'm fine with it. And they're talking about, like, how they don't have people that can, like, that are, like, skilled in ground or combat until Octavia walks in like a G and to save the day. So clearly they're going to use her as a Sky Crew representative or the fighter. So let us get into, like, some questions that I have for you guys and some predictions. Well, not really predictions, because I really feel like this episode or this season kind of can go any which way. So questions mostly. So are we really gonna fight to the death? Because first of all, we got Luna, Rowan, I think Ilian, Octavia, Indra. These are all, like, badass main characters. And only one of them is allowed to survive. I don't see them being able to kill off all those characters like that. So who do you think is actually going to die in this conclave battle? Do you think it might be Indra? Do you think it might be Rowan, Ilian? That would be, come on, I don't want any of them to die. Like, why do they have to do it like this? So I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen with this whole fight to the death thing. I mean, the 100 is pretty extreme, and I would not be surprised if they really did kill all those motherfuckers and leave one of them left. But something should happen that will interrupt them. Maybe they'll start and, like, all the, like, you know, red shirts will die, and then they'll, like, be interrupted somehow and find a better way to, before everybody gets killed off. And, like, the thing is like, damn, Octavia, you know, you pretty badass, but Luna is fucking crazy badass, and so is Rowan and, like, Indra, and it's like, ooh, it ain't looking too good for Sky Crew on the fight to the death battlefront. And Luna has already kind of, like, done this before, and so I'm just like, what the fuck? What's gonna happen, you guys? Jasper, Harper, and the whole DNR crew, will they really just gonna be killed off? Like, they're just gonna sit in there? Like, how is this gonna happen? They're killing off a lot of motherfucking characters. Like, they're all setting up all these main characters to die, and I'm, like, really wondering, are they really gonna go through with it? Because, like, if we lose the fight to the death crew and the DNR crew and Raven, I'm like, damn, who else is gonna be left over for a 5th season? So we'll have to see how that goes. Let me know what you guys think. Like, how are they going to kill off Harper and Jasper? Do you think that they're going to change their mind? Monty, what's going to happen with that whole situation? Do they really need a commander? First of all, you only got 5 days. Second of all, are they going to just give up on the whole Nightblood thing and the whole chip thing? Because I feel like, what do you need it for at this point? Everybody's a Nightblood, or can be. Like, do you really, I guess they really, if you want to keep the whole commander thing, they need to find a different way to do it. And I'm just kind of tired of the whole flame and the whole chip thing. I don't think it's necessary. You got 5 days left. Who gives a fuck about this chip? Personally, for me. I know Lexa's in there somewhere, but, like, not really. I mean, not really. So, I mean, if she wants to do the, like, meditation thing, and she gonna come back. She's very much so in Fear the Walking Dead, or the actress is, so I don't see any return of Lexa, and I don't see what sense it would fucking make. What's she gonna do? They got 5 days left. She ain't gonna be no help anyway. So, I just don't see how the whole commander thing is gonna play in, and I would rather just kind of see that thrown by the wayside. Will Raven be killed off? How are they gonna kill off Raven if they do? Hopefully they don't. What's going to happen with her? I mean, it could go any which way. Honestly, they could fly her up into space and have this whole emotional scene with her, you know, kind of like living out her last moments spacewalking. Or maybe somebody will try to convince her or be like, hey, like, we found a cure for you. Like, don't do it so soon yet. Or, like, what? What do you guys think is going to happen with that? You know, I feel like this episode just left us, like, with all these questions. So I'm really excited for next week. And which clan will get the bunker? Or will they all kind of just be like, all right, we being stupid and we're just going to all kind of figure it out and live together? But which clan will get the bunker? And if it's not Sky Crew, how the fuck are they going to operate the bunker for 5 years? Because all the other clans don't know shit about technology. So, yeah. So I think those are all my questions. Please answer them, because I feel like this episode is very open-ended and I want to know what everybody else is thinking about what may be happening. Maybe throw some predictions at me, because I don't really have many of my own. So yeah, I'm so happy that we are finally back into the 100th, the second half of season 4. Yay. My reaction video is already posted. This one is coming up very shortly after. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. It's very good to be back. I guess I will be talking to you very, very soon. So, like, if you like this video, go check out my reaction video. Comment down below. Subscribe, just in case you need to have updates on when I will be posting. And comment, because I want to know what you guys think. And thanks so much for watching. Gotta wait another week, but we will be back shortly. So yeah, I guess I will talk to you guys soon. Later.